In the name of Allah, who is the Lord and the sustainer of the whole universe. Dear students, Assalamu alaikum. Hope you will be fine with the best state of your health and faith. बेटा आज हम आर्टिकल्स के वेरियस टाइप्स और इसके यूज़ के मुतालिक पढ़ेंगे. Articles are words that define a noun as specific or unspecific. Dear students, articles are actually the short form of demonstrative adjectives. It shows us whether a noun is specific or unspecific. Let's consider this example. After the long day, the cup of tea tasted particularly good. We used article the in this sentence. By using article the, we have shown that it was one specific day that was long and one specific cup of tea that tasted good. Now, for example, if we used another type of article in such sentence, so the meaning will change. After a long day, a cup of tea tasted particularly good. By using article a, we have created a general statement rather than a specific one, implying that any cup of tea would taste good after any long day. This is actually the difference between definite article and indefinite article. So let's come towards various kinds of article. But articles के दो types हैं. Articles have been categorized into two parts. The first one for you, that is definite article the, and the second one, that is indefinite article a and an. Now we are going to talk about definite article the. Dear students, articles are always followed by a noun or noun phrase, and use of the makes a noun phrase definite. Definite article the specifies or particularize a noun or a noun phrase. Article the is used with countable or uncountable nouns. It can also be used with vowels and consonant sounds, and it can also be used with both singular and plural nouns sometimes as well. Let's come towards the uses of article the. कि आर्टिकल इनडेफिनिट जो आर्टिकल्स है इसको हम कहाँ पे यूज़ कर सकते हैं. बेटा पहला जो यूज़ है वो है सुपरलेटिव डिग्री ऑफ एडजेक्टिव्स. आर्टिकल द हम सुपरलेटिव डिग्रीज के साथ यूज़ कर सकते हैं. फॉर एग्जांपल, ही इज़ द मोस्ट हैंडसम बॉय ऑफ माय क्लास. In this sentence, most is superlative degree of adjective. That's why we have used article the. We can also use article the with parallel comparative adjectives. Comparative adjectives के साथ भी हम article the use कर सकते हैं. For example, the more I help them, the more they become dependent. The more you eat, the more you get fat. Article the can also be used with those nouns which are repeated in a sentence, like Shele gives me a laptop. The laptop is quite useful. We have used article the with the laptop because laptop is a noun which is repeated. That's why we have used article the. There is a robber at the house. The robber is dangerous. Robber is a noun. It is repeated. That's why we have used article the. Article the can also be used with religious groups and their holy books, like the Muslims, the Christians, the Bible, the Holy Quran, the Rigveda, etc. Article the can also be used with heavenly bodies like planets, asteroids, etc. The moon looks beautiful tonight. The sun, the earth, etc. Article the can also be used with musical instruments like the flute, the guitar, the trumpet, etc. It can also be used with the names of newspapers like the New York Times, the Indian Times, the Pakistan Observer, the Frontier Post, etc. It can also be used with the names of inventions and discoveries, like the windshield, the airplane, etc. Article the can also be used with the historical buildings or to denote parts of the house, like the Taj Mahal is in India. The bedroom has 3 windows. It can also be used with ordinal numbers like the first, the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth, the sixth, the seventh, etc. It can also be used with mountain ranges, group of islands, deserts, and canals like the Himalayas, the Karakoram, the West Indies, the Sahara, etc. It can also be used with the rivers, seas, and oceans like the Nile, the Indus, etc. It can also be used with the names of directions and physical positions like the east, the south, the sun, etc. It can also be used with the day breaks, period of history, decades, and historical events. Like the 90s was famous for the rise of multiculturalism, the 90s, the Victorian periods, etc. Article the can also be used with the hotels, theaters, special meals, museums, and libraries, like the American Library, the ambassadors, etc. It can also be used with the nationalities, races, social groups, different job posts and positions, names of political parties, like the black, the white, the prime minister, the Republican, the Democrats, etc. Article the can also be used with the organs of human body, like I have an injury in the head. The abdomen consists of all digestive system. It can also be used with the plural names of the countries like the USA, the UK, etc. Dear students, now we are moving towards the indefinite article a. Article a is used with a consonant sound, and it is only used with a singular countable noun and units of uncountable noun. We use it before a noun when we are not sure that whether reader, listener knows with certainty about what we are trying to refer. It is used before non-specified singular noun. बेटा indefinite article a जो है ये हम specific या particular noun से पहले use नहीं कर सकते, उससे पहले हम article the use करते हैं. Article a हम non-specified, non-particular singular noun से पहले use कर सकते हैं जो कि consonant sound से start होते हैं. For example, a box, a UNESCO, a horse. These are various examples with the consonant sounds. We can also use article a to show frequency with time, distance, or weight. For example, thrice a week, twice a month, $20 a kilo, etc. We can also use article a with expressions or with phrases dealing with number. At a glance, take, a rest, a few, a lot of, a dozen, a little, a million, 100, etc. We can also use article a with the units of uncountable nouns like a cup of coffee, a cup of tea, a pinch of baking soda, a planet of fried chicken, etc. We can also use article a with English vowels with sometimes sound consonants. Those vowel letters which gives us the sound of a consonant. We can use article a before that, like a European, a university, a one-eyed man. We can also use article a with collective expression like a bunch of keys, a galaxy of stars, a shoal of fish, a bundle of sticks, etc. Dear students, we are moving towards article an. An is actually an indefinite article. It is used with a vowel sound, and it is only used with singular countable noun and units of uncountable noun. We can use it before a noun when we are not sure that whether reader, listener knows with certainty about what we are trying to refer. But article an जो है ये भी हम vowel sound से पहले उन वर्ड से पहले यूज़ करते हैं जो वावल साउंड से स्टार्ट होते हैं. ये हम काउंटेबल नाउन, सिंगुलर काउंटेबल नाउन्स या यूनिट्स ऑफ अनकाउंटेबल नाउन से पहले यूज़ कर सकते हैं. let's talk about the use of article N. We can use article N with those words which starts with vowel sound, like an elephant, an owl, an old man, an apple, etc. We can use article N before abbreviation which begins with consonant letters but have vowel sounds. I told you before that we are supposed to use article N with those abbreviation of words which starts with vowel sounds, like an MBA, an MA, an NYT reporter. We can also use article N with a singular countable noun starting with consonant letter but have we can also use article N with singular countable nouns starting with consonant letter but have vowel sounds. An hour, an honest clerk, an honorable politician. We can also use article N with some expression and phrases like an entire decade, making an attempt, take an interest, make an effort, etc. Dear students, hope you understand today's e-lesson, like articles, its two different kinds and its various uses. If still you are confused, you are having any question, any reservation regarding articles and its use, try to ask. It's enough for today. Thank you and have a good day.